Ah, omatase. It's sexy time now. Or, in anime terms, it's ecchi time now. After doing a list about old is gold harem anime out there, why not compile another list? This time with ecchi anime. The ecchi genre has been a fan favorite for a long time, so much so that there are special fan service episodes in anime from other genres. Though I am not an avid watcher of ecchi anime, sometimes I do tend to dwell on them. If you are looking for some sexy anime, then here's a list compiled just for you. Coming in at number 10, we have the Magician's Academy. The story revolves around Takuto Hasegawa, who attends a magic academy that is not marked on any map. During a summoning spell exam, he accidentally creates a girl named Tanaro, who happens to hold enough magical power to destroy his country. But fortunately, Tanaro professes undying loyalty and love to her creator. The anime is really good, with 12 episodes to it. You might get confused at the first and second episodes, but when you watch the anime furthermore, you're going to love it. The storyline is very well thought out. Not a single episode was bad or disappointing. It is filled with scenes that make you grow attached to the characters and their relationship with the main character. Did I mention it is very funny? The randomosity always made me laugh, and I'm sure it will, at least, make you grin. At number 9, we have Umisho High School Naked Swimming Club. The anime tells the story of Kaname Akiura, a student of Umisho High School, who joined the school's swimming club in order to learn how to swim, but the club is filled with weirdos, let alone who can teach him swimming. Then a sunny, happy-go-lucky girl named Amuro Ninagawa, who transferred from Okinawa, joined the club. Her extraordinary underwater speed and unorthodox swimming style surprised every club member, especially Okiura, because she reminds him of a mermaid-like creature he saw only once in his early childhood. This anime is really a masterpiece when it comes to ecchi anime. The anime is special in many different ways. Umisho is hilarious, entertaining, and never boring, with many different personalities together in one swimming team. The show filled all expectations of being perverted and maintained sensible boundaries. You'll love it to death, guaranteed, or your proverbial money back. Number 8, M. The story begins with Taro Sato, who is a high school student who lives his day-to-day life with a big secret. He's a hardcore masochist, or he experiences pleasure from pain for those who don't know. Trouble is, he wants to be normal, so on the advice of a friend, he seeks help from a club called the Second Voluntary Club, where the leader of a club is a sadistic, egotistic girl who accepts the challenge of ridding Taro of his masochism. There are many anime which are perverted, but this anime manages to be respected in this genre. The anime artwork is great with a lot of good characters in it. The anime is really a comedy show. You can often find comedy in this anime. Any fans of S&M will really love this anime as it fills it. Anyway, if you're an idiot like me, then you shouldn't have problems skipping a win show like this. For those who aren't, just give it a try. The comedy is pretty good. Number 7. Mahoromatic Automatic Maiden. This is a tragic story of an android from the Vesper Forces, Mahoro, who has only a few days to live. In exchange for giving up her armor and other weapon systems, she is given the chance to live for a year or so. She then decides to become a maid for Suguru Misato, and brings this young man a new sight of life. Originally, Suguru was a very depressed individual because his mother died of sickness and his father was killed by mysterious reasons. Mahoro wants to help Suguru with the time she has left, but none of her new friends, and Suguru, knows that she will die soon. Personally, I thought Mahoromatic was pretty good. It has a pretty good balance between daily antics and fights. Basically, this series is worth at least checking out if you don't need a ton of action to keep you satisfied. Number 6. Desert Punk. The Great Kanto Desert, a sweltering wasteland of nothing but ruins and sand, is all that remains of post-apocalyptic Japan. The once fair population has been left to cling to the inhospitable dunes for survival. At least, that is the case for normal people. For those who have spent a little too long in the Kanto sun, the desert offers a wondrous opportunity to make a name for themselves. I like the story because it reminded me of our society. People taking advantage of others, people helping others, and end up betraying them. The story was about the selfish, pervert, bad person Mizuno Kanta, and you may or may not like him because of how he is, but he followed his own decisions. He is a mercenary that only helped if there was money involved. If not, he could let a kid die in the desert without feeling guilty. He is not your typical white knight MC. I enjoyed how funny this was. The adventure they had, the contracts he took, the characters, and how it makes you feel that there is not a bad guy versus good guy at the end. So for me, the enjoyment was outstanding. Number 5. Vandread, a war between men and women. Set in the future, the age-long contest between men and women will be fought in space and in mechas. Enter the hero where he finds himself on a ship full of women after accidentally becoming a prisoner of war. And then, guess what? Wham! Enters the unknown aliens. Now what? What's great about this anime is the funny incidents that occur between people who have no idea what to do with the opposite sex. Intriguing plot where we see how these bunch of whacks work together to fight through the tough times. This show is like a friend that hugs you when you're down. It's heartwarming and interesting. You find yourself falling for its flaws and its triumphs, and hanging on to every little interaction between its characters. That being said, if you're a cynical bastard or a fan of one of the mecha genre in particular, skip the show. It's more for people who like to feel things and love people. Number 4. Kiddy Grade. The story begins in the distant future. Humanity has taken to the skies and colonized many planets throughout the universe. An agency known as the Galactic Organization of Trade and Tariffs, or GOTT, has been formed to maintain order. Within the GOTT, a secret squad of enhanced human beings known as the ES Unit carry out secret missions to put a stop to major galactic crimes. 2 such operatives are the lowly C-ranked girls. This is a diverse series that manages to accomplish far more than one might expect. When you look at the cover of Kiddy Grade, your first thought might be, oh look, scantily clad woman with superpowers fighting bad guys. I think I've seen this one before. But what you think it is definitely not. Anyway, was Kiddy Grade the action-packed, fan-servicey anime I expected? Yes. There was plenty of action and fan service, and it is especially suited for mindless watching. However, at the same time, it has a poor beginning that makes it hard to start. Number 3. Kyou no 5 no 2. This anime revolves around Sato Ryota, a 5th grader in an elementary school. He is a bright and active boy, but always manages to get into a bit of ecchi trouble with his female classmates. This series wasn't really about romance, but rather more about the comedy. Also, I didn't know 5th graders were so violent with each other. The romance was really just thrown in there in the last 2 episodes of the series. Everything else was mainly about everyday 5th grader lives. Getting locked in the gym equipment shack, spilling things, being clumsy, wave panic, etc. This anime shows fun moments of young children at school. Each original video episode is subdivided with mini episodes where the incidents become more enjoyable with the included ecchi. Whether you are an adult or a teenager, you will love this anime. If you're a pedophile. Number 2. Negima. The story begins the same as the original with Neji, our child teacher, going to an all-girls school in order to do his wizard's training. It kinda starts out the same, only with events happening much earlier than they did in the original anime, with the vampire arc occurring in the first episodes. After that, the story becomes its own thing, which boils down to Negi kissing every girl in order to get a contract with them, in order to fight an unknown enemy. The second half of the show has them in some alternate dimension and continues to fight this unknown enemy. Okay, I really liked the all package. It was a really enjoyable story, about young love, crushes, friendship, growth, and a fairly happy ending. And I gotta say, I'm a sucker for happy endings. And coming in at number 1, we have Golden Boy. Golden Boy is about a 25-year-old guy named Kintaro, who had completed all credits for college, but dropped out right before graduation. He has decided to study all he can learn about life. He now specializes himself in daydreaming, temporary part-time jobs dealing with different areas of interest. And let's not forget beautiful girls. Kintaro travels on his trusty pink bicycle, keeping notes about what he learns about life in his notebook, and living his life in the happiest of ways. Kintaro is a very caring guy, always trying to help out and learn new things from different people. Even though people try to underestimate him during the series, they can only to be proved how great and determined Kintaro can be, aside of his naughty little toilet fetish. Each episode he gets a new job, finding himself in difficult situations. and always managing to have a gorgeous woman involved in the story. I love this anime. You should watch this one. I am sure you will love it too. Well, that's it for